Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to this software training. This is for anyone who is a software user or are interested in exploring the software more. I'm going to walk you through how exactly you should be using the software to safely beat the market and what accuracy you can expect from the software, and also how to verify it for yourself so you can actually, start to trust the system as well. And I'm also going over some common pitfalls and mistakes that people make and how to avoid those. So anyways, I hope you're excited. We're going to jump into everything right now. So before I get into these topics, let's actually take a look at the software. So this is the Impeccable Stock Software. So again, we're going to hit some of the highlights before we get into it. So what this software does is it helps you find stocks that are likely to explode in the next week or two. And so again, this is all based on swing trading trend following. So again, we use a system where we're going to follow the trend. We find when the trend is starting, we invest in those stocks, we buy those stocks, and we make the money to the upside. So again, on the dashboard, we have our great buys list, which shows us the stocks that are a great buy recommendation. That are likely to do well. You can also see the top performers from last week. So you can see here that we had one performing at around a 19% return, a 12% return, etc., stuff like that. You can see here the overall success rate. Now, again, I'm going to get into this more and actually tell you how this is calculated. But you can see here that we've had about an 85% success rate over the last 30 days. Not only that, so that is what the dashboard page is, but the screener actually gives you the exact game plan, the performance report, and again, we'll be going through this all way more in depth here in this training. And then we have the screener here that allows you to find these stocks faster. So again, all this is basically what the Impeccable Stock Software is, allowing you to find stocks that safely beat the market based on pure data and math and trend following, and not hoping, guessing, or just picking random levels. So anyways, that's what the software is. And let's just start off with the first thing, okay? How should you be using, let's just go back here to the itinerary, if you want to call it that. How should you be using the software to safely beat the market? All right, so let me explain. As always, we want to start off with what stocks should we be watching. The first place we want to go to find these stocks is going to be right here, which is our top 10 US stocks. Now, again, how are these top 10 US stocks calculated? Well, they are calculated from a couple things. One, it has to be a great buy recommendation that has changed in the last 3 days. So again, it's going to be something that has become a great buy at least like semi-recently, so that it's something that is actually going to happen soon. And also in a new change that has been made, it also is going to factor in trend score. So the trend score has to be above 90. Now, again, this is where we're going to get into the technicals a bit here. So again, let me explain what each one of these things mean. In order to explain that, let's go and explain what a great buy situation means. So again, when we're looking at the software, this is based on a trend following approach. So when we look at this, when the stock is above this green line, this stock is trending and highly likely to make us money. So again, this is a buy recommendation right now because it is trending up and is a great stock to buy. What a great buy recommendation is, as stated here, is a buy recommendation within the ideal buy range, which means that we have the lowest risk and highest reward. So what does this mean? So SPY was above this green line as a buy, but also within the buy range, this level right here, then it would be considered a great buy. So again, in order for a stock to be considered a great buy, it must be a buy recommendation. It must be within our ideal buy range, and it must be headed to the upwards direction. For instance, if the stock is trending down and goes into the ideal buy range, that is not a great buy stock. It has to be headed up, and it has to be within the buy range to actually be considered a great buy. So that is what we're looking for first, is a great buy stock, because that's where we have the lowest risk and the highest return. And so that's, again, what a great buy is. Now, again, let's get into trend score a bit. So the trend score is something you can see here. And so, again, it takes an overall comprehensive view of it. So, again, all these stocks have a trend score of 90 or above. So let me explain that real quick. So, again, trend score is calculated based on 5 different factors. So again, the trend score is something that factors in everything you want to consider for the most part, and it helps you filter by that. So again, we have the yearly performance that we can see how much the stock will make on an annual return if you follow the exact Impeccable Stock game plan. So again, some stocks are 15% a year, some stocks are 5, some stocks are 20. It just depends. So again, so the trend score is 1 based off the yearly performance if you follow the software alerts. It's also second based on the trend ratio, how well this stock trends. Does it actually trend up, or is it more of a range bound stock? Because we want a stock that trends up, right? We want a stock that when we put our money into it is actually going to increase in value. So again, that's the second one. The third is the recommendation. What is the stock's current recommendation? Is it a buy or great buy? Because that's going to be a really high score versus a sell or neutral, which is going to be nothing, right? Which is going to be very, very lower on the score. Our next one is accuracy. How accurate is our software at predicting a great move for this stock? The last one is market direction. What is the current market direction or our rating of the S&P 500? So again, your trend score for that single stock takes in all 5 of these factors. And so again, this is a very good thing to look at. This trend score has been massively improved. And again, we used to just look at what the stock's current recommendation was and its market direction, but now we factor in the yearly performance, the trend ratio, the recommendation score, the accuracy, and the market direction. So the trend score is going to be amazing, and it's now built into the software. So again, it's built into the screener by default, the great buy list, and email alerts. So again, this is going to be our top thing that we look at. So again, I just wanted to explain the math behind it so you guys kind of understand how to assess that these stocks are actually good stocks. So again, our top 10 US stocks are going to be great buy stocks with at least a trend score of above 90. So again, we meet those best criteria marks. And so again, that's kind of what we're seeing here. And you can see this as well right here. These are stocks with the same criteria that were alerted in the past. So again, this is our first place to look for great stocks, right? When we want to make money from the market, we need to, 1, find great stocks. So again, here's our first place to find these stocks. Our next place is the screener. Now again, trend score is by default added, right? You can see here that it used to not be added, but trend score is by default added to every default search filter, where it's going to look for a trend score of 90 by default. So again, this just helps you weed out bad stocks. Now again, if you want to find more explosive stocks, more of like a penny stock type move, then you may want to actually remove this trend score. But I want to help you guys give you guys an advantage. And so with that, I added trend score by default. Again, you can remove this if you'd like. But again, so here are some other ways to find amazing stocks and also filter by average annual yearly return, which shows you the actual amount you can make from this stock. So again, you can go to yearly return, sort descending, and find some great stocks like that. You can see here an 81% return a year, a 61% return a year, a 59% return a year, a 30% return a year. All these things if you just follow the exact stock game plan. So again, this is how you're going to find those stocks, is you're going to use the dashboard page and you're going to use the screener as well as these default filters if you want to use that as well. Not to mention we also have preloaded stock filters in here for you. In addition to that, that is how you find stocks. The next step is, where do you buy stocks? How to know when to buy and when to sell. That's exactly what this is for. So let's actually go to the dashboard and let's take one of those stocks. Okay, so let's see. I'm going to just briefly look at our profit and loss here. So again, all these have a trend score above 90. So let's find one that I am comfortable with. So again, I like the lowest risk. So let's find a 3% with one of the highest return. So again, let's say 3 to 4 is a great stock. Let's take a look at MU. Okay. So I'm going to click here. I'm going to check out MU. So MU is a great buy. It trends well. We are within our ideal buy range. And this is how we know where to buy and where to sell. Okay. How do I know this? Because I say my buy range is here, which is what we are currently in. I know I'm going to set my take profit here, which means I expect to take profit around the $96 level. So that's about a 13% profit. I'm going to set my stop loss at 82.15 with a 3% stop loss. Now do be aware that this is a trailing stop loss that we are looking for. So again, when the stock continues to go up in price, you want to move your stop loss up with this. So again, this stop loss will change as the stock moves higher. And again, you always want to move your stop loss higher, never lower. And again, that's how we follow it here on the software. So again, let's say you have the stock on your watch list. Well, you'll get an alert when the stock actually becomes a great buy. And then from there, it will follow up with a stop loss. So again, it will move your trailing stop up. And then when it hits that stop, you will get an email sell alert based on your stop loss. So again, just remember that the stop loss should always be moving higher, and a risk to reward. So again, this shows you exactly step by step where to buy and where to sell this stock. Now again, how can we prove this works for this stock? Okay. So that's what this performance report is for. This performance report shows you the total return over a certain time period. So 4 years has been about 136% return. Again, this is all based on using these numbers, right? As you can see here, when we look at this stock, you can see here green is a buy, blue is neutral, red is sell. So you can see that when the stock turned from blue to green, this was alerted as a buy and it became a great buy. And then we followed our buy range, our take profit, and our stop loss. And that is how we get these results. And again, we can see that here on the performance report. So again, we can see about 136% return. That's about a 34% return every single year, or about a 3% return a month. Now, again, if we click here to click show past performance, we can actually look at what we can expect. And this is what I want everyone to be This is how I want everybody to use this, right? Because we can come in here and we can see, okay, look, we can see what we can expect. So green, red, green, green, red, green, green, red, 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 green, green, red, red, green, red, 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 red. So this is something to be aware of. Okay, look, I actually lose a lot on this stock, but guess what? I will be losing a lot on this stock, but the losses are quite small compared to the profits. You can see here our profits, a 47% profit, a 23% profit, a 5% profit, a 7% profit. If you're someone who likes lower gains, but wants to be right more or a higher percentage of the time, then pick a different stock. This is what the performance report is for. So again, it shows you what to expect. You can see, okay, I can expect a ton of small losses, but if I keep sticking with this stock and trading this stock over and over, I will have those huge gains that pay off over time. So again, that's kind of what we're seeing here with that performance report. Now, if you want to see something a bit safer, I can show you an example of the S&P 500. I believe this is a great example. If I come here to the performance report, again, we beat the market by about 2 times. So that's great. You can see here, I win a lot more than I lose. Now, again, I only win like 5%, 12%, 3, 4, 9, 1, 15, 3, 1, 2, 3. So again, it's not like a 47% return like the other ones, but at least I'm right more of the time or a higher percentage of the time. And so if that's true, then I should just trade this stock over and over and over. So again, that is an example of how to use the performance report to understand where to buy and sell and what to expect on a return for that stock. So again, I hope that makes sense. So again, we went over how you should be using the software to safely beat the market. All right. Now, what accuracy can we expect from the software and how can we verify that? Well, we kind of hinted on that already. So the dashboard is going to show us our 30-day rolling success rate. So again, this is going to show us out of the last 30 days, what has been our success rate of the stocks that have made money versus the stocks that have lost money after an alert has been triggered and after it has been sold via stop loss or via a recommendation change, aka from buy to neutral or buy to sell, whatever. So again, you can see here that we have about an 85% return at the moment. Again, this is updated every single day, so you can log in and you can see a new update. But again, I'm also starting, hopefully January 1st is the goal. If not, it will be coming. But what I want to put together is a huge monthly report so that you guys can actually learn and see all the stocks that got alerted, and you can see what's going on to have a better understanding of the software. But overall, this works, and when you start to combine it with the performance report, you can understand more. And that is the next step. So that shows you your overall accuracy rating, but your performance report should be something that you use a lot to understand how likely you are to make money and how well this stock performs. Because again, this is all based on following this game plan. And so you can see here that the market generates about an 8% return every single year, but you can make about a 16% return a year by following this game plan. Anyways, so again, common pitfalls and mistakes that people make. So again, I try to do my best to mitigate stuff like I say here. So again, great buy is left alone because I want you to do your own research instead of massively limiting your stocks. So in the software, what I could do is I could make a great buy, only a great buy if it's an actual great buy and it's a trend score above 90, but that would limit so many stocks, and there are so many different types of traders here. There are people who are more of options traders, more of swing traders, more of investors, and I don't want to limit you guys. And so that's why a great buy is left alone and a trend score is there to help you do this as well. So again, what are the common pitfalls is this. People who buy a stock just because it's on the great buy list or just because it was sent out via an email alert. Guys, these are stocks that are highly likely to perform well, but you need to understand your current situation, your risk to reward, and you need to understand that stock fully. This is not a blind alert system. This is a research platform. So again, let's say PNR was alerted to us. Okay, so we take a look at PNR. What are we going to do to assess if this is a good stock? Okay, one, we're going to say, can we afford this stock? $75, yes, I can. Okay, I'm going to assess this as a swing trader, and I'm going to use what everyone should be using, like the benchmark standard. Okay, we have a recommendation as great buy, perfect. We have a trend score above 90, perfect. We have our game plan, a 1 to 6 risk to reward, which is 1 to 3 or better. So 1 to 3, 1 to 4, 1 to 5, 1 to 6, perfect. We can see here an average yearly return. I want to see an 8% or higher because if it's not, then I should just put my money in the market. So this is about neutral. Then I'm going to come here. I'm like, okay, wow, look, this is a green most of the time. So I will have some smaller gains, but I can expect to be right most of the time. So again, right here is a very consistent and a very stable stock. So again, I won't be massively outperforming the market, but I can be right on almost every single trade. And so that is a great way to assess that stock. Now, if I want more profit, which is kind of what I want, so like PNR is a great stock. Like I highly recommend it for people if you want to check that out. But let's find something that has a bit more bang for our buck. So let's go IBN. Let's see. I'm going to immediately scroll down here. Here we go. So we have a yearly return of about 25%, which is great. Okay, so here we go. Recommendation is a buy. Okay, well, it's right near that buy range. We're right at it, so I'm going to consider that great. I can afford the stock. Great. It has a trend score above 90, which means all this stuff right here is true, right? It's a yearly performance, trend score, blah, 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 blah. All that stuff. Above 90, great. 1 to 5 risk to reward, great. Stop loss 3%, great. I can handle that. Above average yearly returns, awesome. So I'm gonna come in here and I'm gonna check this out. Wow, look at this. I'm going to have red streaks. I'm going to have green streaks. Okay, so I can understand that. I can know going into the stock, I'm going to have red and green ones. Now let's look. All right, I'm going to have about a 3% loss here, about a 1% loss here, about a 0.4% loss, 3% loss, 1% loss. If I can handle all these losses for a 14% gain, for a 1% gain, for a 3% gain, for a 5% gain, for a 15% gain, for 3, for a 24, for a 5, for a 12, for a 21, for an 11, for a 0.96% return, then yeah, guess what? It's going to work. And so again, this is something that I want to show is that you need to make sure you're assessing the stock from every single level and every single point. And so again, that's kind of what I just walked you through. And now again, this is also going to hit into the common pitfalls here that we're getting into now, right? So what are the common pitfalls? People jumping from stock to stock to stock to stock. And now I know I alert stocks and I know I'm trying to give you stocks that are going to do well, but one of the greatest successes that I've ever seen before the software for myself and for others is people who find stocks that work for them and only trade those stocks, right? Guess what? I can get caught in a losing streak here. And then I decide, you know what? Like, for instance, this losing streak, I can be like, all right, I am done with this stock. I am done. I've lost the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to move on to the next stock. Well, guess what? If this has a great return, if it does well over time, then I need to stick with this stock because that means that I'm just on the precipice or the edge of hitting all these winners. And so again, you need to find stocks that you love and stick with it. And so again, that's what you can check out my watch list. These are my go-to stocks. These stocks perform well, they do amazing, and I stick with them because they are safe, they are reliable, they will generate me a return about the market or above market returns, and I know they work well. For instance, let's check out XLK here. So XLK, you can see here that again, it has about a 12% yearly return, which is awesome. You can see here, if I come in here, it's a mixture of green and red, more green than red, but our red at max is 3%, but I'm having about a 7%, a 6%, a 5%, and 9%, a 7%, a 9%, a 10%. Like, this is a stock that I love, and this is a stock that I stick with. So again, find what you're comfortable with. If you're someone who enjoys more risk and more reward, so you're expecting like a 30% return year over year, this will probably be a mixture of red and green about equal, or maybe more red than green, but it's going to profit for you in the long run. So just make sure you are looking at all these factors. Anyways, guys, I hope I didn't bore you too much with this video, but I really wanted to dig in deep and show you the training of how the software works and how to use it to actually find amazing stocks. And again, if you have any questions on this, please message me at support. I really want to do my best to make this clear, but really the software is very simple. Find a stock on this great buy list. Make sure it matches what you are comfortable with risking. If it is, buy it and you'll do great. If you want to test it out more, go to our toolbox section, test out paper trading, buy some great buy stocks you like, and see how it performs. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you are a software user, thank you for watching. If you are new and you are interested in this, click the link below to start your free trial. Trust me, it's going to be a great opportunity to reassess your portfolio and even find some better stocks. All right, guys, see you in the next video.